Oh, First Maccabees 12 and 9. Therefore, we also, how about we need none of these things which Esau is trying to offer us. We don't need that. For that we have the holy book of scriptures in our hand to comfort us. So you don't need Hillary and Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
1992 and 1996 presidential elections. The museum features temporary and permanent exhibits dating back to 18...
This is Micah 4 and 5. For all people will walk every one in the name of his God. And we will walk in the name of the Lord Yahweh, our power, forever and ever. We're going to walk in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Damn what y'all do.
Damn what y'all do.
We're going to walk in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai. The strong tower. And when we run to it, it's going to secure us, man. You know, put that protection over it. Like you said, them idols, man, they gonna be visited. They gonna be punished. They gonna be destroyed. You know, just like when Daniel, when they was bound down to that one false god, and Daniel proved them that wasn't a god. And he proved it when they brought the food out there. He put the dust down on the floor.
That's
in the pocket.
Baal the dragon. Yeah. That's how vain they were.
Yeah. See?
That's how vain they were. Simple. Most High put the spirit on them with your wisdom, but it was simple.
Yeah.
When we read this time, it was simple, but it was wisdom. And even the simple of the Most High wisdom. Even the simpleness of the Most High's wisdom. You know? But it was just showing you how to catch that person who was eating that food and let you know that idol had no life and it wasn't even eating. Man.
That's Baal the dragon.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Yeah. It's somewhere now. I ain't read it so long.
It says, I'm gonna read it. It says Baal the dragon, verse 4. And it says, start at 3. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Baal.
Yeah, the Babylonians are the Ethiopians, right? Those are Barack Obama descendants. Those are his people.
And there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, and 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine.
That's why the brothers would say amongst themselves, there's Nimrod. Now we don't got no record of it, that's Nimrod, but we believe through the spirit, because this is daughter of Babylon, and Barack Obama is a Cushite, right? And ancient Babylon, the first one, okay? The first one. Nimrod was a mighty man, you know. Now I'm talking about the one with Nebuchadnezzar, okay? I'm talking about Nebuchadnezzar, which was his father. I ain't talking about that one. I'm talking about the time when Nimrod was on earth, okay? The Tower of Babel. So we believe Barack Obama and Nimrod was rebellious, and Barack Obama rebellious.
Living in that same kind of time.
And we living in that same kind of time, man.
They trying to build their way up to the heavens.
To escape from the destruction.
Yeah.
Which they at least gonna escape from it, right? But they gonna be the first one to go in slavery. The first one to go in slavery, man. The first one.
And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it, but Daniel worshipped his own power.
That's what Jake's supposed to do. That's what Israel's supposed to do. Jake is short for Jacob. Okay? Go ahead.
And the king said unto him, Why doest not thou worship Baal? Who answered and said, Because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power, who have created the heaven and the earth, and have sovereignty over all flesh. Verse 6. Then said the king unto him, Thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God? Seest thou that
That's how vain that heathen was. Go ahead.
Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then
That's how
Daniel,
vain that king was and the ruler over people. Stupid. That's the same way these rulers are today. Stupid. Go ahead.
verse 7. Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within brass without.
Yeah, we'll tell Israel what them heathens is worshiping is vain and worthless, and they'll look at us like we lying.
1992 and 1996.
They so far gone into the world, they look at us like, man, y'all ain't telling the truth. We'll tell you, hey man, that Egyptology is worthless. We'll tell you that Quran is worthless. Okay? We'll tell you Buddha is worthless. That ain't nothing but deception. And you'll say that we lying. They just show you how vain these people are. They were vain back then, they vain today. Go ahead.
And
That was the heathen. That he was talking to.
And did never eat or drink anything. So the king was wroth and called for his priests and said unto them,
He was mad. He got mad that day. Go ahead.
If ye tell me not who this is that devoured these expenses, ye shall die.
So he was ready to put him to death. But Daniel was making mockery of him believing that it was an idol. He said, man, be not deceived that shit, in other words. That shit what you were. That ain't nothing but some clay. What's wrong with you? You tell that he I tell him the truth. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9, but if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die.
All right, so he was trying to get clarification. Daniel lying or these priests lying? He couldn't even discern. That's a healing for you, man. But our people want to be like them instead of being Israelites. They had a wisdom to discern. He had to go get clarification. Daniel already knew. Daniel, that's clear. I know who the power is. Go ahead.
But if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die. But he hath spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said it to the king.
He had spoken blasphemy, a filthy lie. So he was saying that heathen, the Ethiopian was saying Daniel was speaking a filthy lie about the clay. Go ahead.
It says, let it be according to thy word. 10. Now the priests of Baal were 70, besides their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple.
310, that's 7. Go ahead.
It says, and the king went with Daniel to the temple of Baal. So Baal's priest said, Lo, we go out, but thy, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast, and seal it with thine own signet.
So you mean to tell me it was 70 people, and it was just Daniel? There was 70 people against Daniel. They couldn't figure out if this clay was real. Hey man, it's the same way today, man. It's the same way today. 7 mean completion. 7 is a spiritual number, meaning completion. Even though it was saying 70, but it was completion, a number of people that was coming against Daniel. Go ahead.
Verse 12, and tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal have eaten it all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. It says, verse 13.
And Daniel knew they was dead. Daniel knew it. Daniel already knew they fake. You can see they fake a mile away. Daniel already knew it. So y'all dead. If that's the order the king gave, y'all dead.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
It says, and they little regarded were under the table. They had made a private entrance whereby they enter in continually and consume those goods.
So they were sneaking in and out.
Yeah.
1992 and 1996.
You know what I'm saying? So the king had traitors within his camp,
Yeah. Yep.
deceiving the king.
They want to eat good too. They tired of eating them shit.
And they probably was in the high ranking. They were priests in the high ranking. So they was trying to please the king, but they gonna end up getting put to death because they lied. Too busy trying to please the king.
Doing all this good ass food, man. We keep this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're over here.
Yeah.
Man, what do you say? Cook like 40, they cook like, what do they say? 40 sheep. Yeah, cook 40 sheep for the.
That was splurging, in other words.
Every day.
Man, that was a hell of a feature, man.
He ain't got it. We got to feed our God.
Yeah.
The more than what we
Giving that meat, all that meat to the plant.
Yeah. To the rock.
The rock.
Them folks like, hell no, we gonna sell this shit down to them poor folks on the other end.
But that just shows you how simple and deceptive them heathens are.
And it says, verse 14, so when they were gone forth, the king set meat before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those that stirred throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, and as they want to do, and did eat and drink of all. In the morning bedtime, the king arose and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, yeah, O king, they be whole. And as soon as they had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Baal, and with thee is no deceit at all. Then Daniel laughed and held it says that Daniel laughed and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement and mark well whose footsteps are these. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And then the king was angry, and he took the priests with their wives and children and showed him the private doors where they come in and consume such things as were upon the table. Therefore the king slew them and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple. Because it's a law saying we're supposed to destroy them idols. We're supposed to burn them. So Daniel following the law.
Right. And then if Yahweh was hungry, he wouldn't even tell you. I'm just saying that, through the spirit. If Yahweh Bashmal was hungry, he wouldn't even tell you.
1992 and 1996.
It's funny part, man. Daniel,
like he needs you to bring him something to eat.
Daniel landed, man.
And here he here to feed you. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be the supreme. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell you, hey, I'm home.
Yeah, bro,
It says, and in the same place there was a great dragon which they of Babylon worship. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is a brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth and drinketh. Thou camest not to say that he is no living power, therefore worship him. Then Daniel said unto the king, I will worship the Lord my power, Yahweh, for he is the living power. But give me leave, O king, I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did seethe them together and lump thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst asunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods ye worship. when the Babylonians heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew, and he have destroyed Baal. He have slain the dragon and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house.
He took on the axe. He took on the axe of an Israelite because Daniel was very influential. Daniel showed them that, hey, that shit ain't real.